Let's just start with lap one. It's been a long time since we've almost done this in chronological order, but I think it's only fair to talk about lap one because lots was happening. And I just want to talk about our man Gasly, who's had a superb season so far, really showing what that AlphaTauri can do. And unfortunately, I was really looking forward to this week because he started in P6, which was a great qualifying position. He's got a really strong car, got that Honda engine. So good points were definitely on the table. And he was just really unfortunate because by turn 3, his rear left tyre was evidently had a puncture and he collected, I think, the Williams and an Alfa Romeo going into turn 3, which damaged his suspension, which ultimately led to his retirement. And there's lots of comments on social media, like there always is, and it was very 50-50 on whether Gasly did a great job to get out of the way of everyone with the puncture he had, the slow puncture, which was he clearly knew about because he had quite a lot of lock on his car trying to keep the car in a straight line, and then he broke quite early into turn 3 to avoid overshooting or hitting anyone due to the lack of steering. But by doing so, he kind of collected those rear cars, and 50% of people said he's done a great job to avoid any further accidents, and 50% of people said, well, he's managed to hit 4 people in the space of a straight line. So what's your take on the situation? And let's not forget that obviously Leclerc caused this puncture, which in itself was very strange because there was plenty of room on the track, and Leclerc just, I don't know, there's no other way to describe it apart from drove into the back of Gasly. It looked like a rookie mistake, according, from what I saw. Again, I'm not a Formula One driver, and I'm sure, hearts were racing and, they were all in the zone, but it looked like a bit of a sloppy mistake because there's plenty of room either side of Gasly, and Leclerc just drove into the side of him.
Yeah, I'm surprised to hear that the conversation is about what Gasly was up to. Gasly did nothing wrong, as far as I'm concerned. I watched back that incident a few times because it's the start of the race. There's so much going on. You kind of end up going to have to revisit it. And very bad judgment from Leclerc. He has more than enough space to make room. Yes, there are cars ahead and behind, but not either side and not close enough to not make it possible for him to move further over to the left. It's one of the wider parts of the track. Clips Gasly. Gasly gets a puncture. And that's essentially his race over, as you've mentioned. I think he did pretty well. You can tell that he's struggling with the car. There's not a whole lot he could do. He obviously knows he's going to be slow, so he's going to try and keep as much pace going as possible. How easy that is to control going into the corner, I have no idea. But how well Gasly has done to avoid further incidents is somewhat secondary to the fact that Charles Leclerc has driven into another car, ruined their race, and that has subsequently ruined a bunch of other people's races. Not even an investigation.
No, not at all.
No investigation at all. I can't understand that at all. The first touch that they made going wide into turn 1, it's understandable cars usually go kind of wide there, and it wasn't that risky a contact. But when you're going on a straight line, lap 1 or no lap 1, he caused that accident, and there wasn't even an investigation. I don't understand. In fact, he was driver of the day at the end, and he did have a good drive. We'll talk about that later on because he did have a good drive. I don't want to take that away from him, but not even an investigation. That should have been. I'm amazed that wasn't a penalty. I don't understand how you can drive into the back of someone's car like that, cause a puncture, and in a straight line with more than enough room to not cause it, and not even get it noted by the stewards. I think that's bizarre.
And that move led to the retirement of one car, and then led to an impact of 2 further cars. So I'm not sure. Like you said, I'm not sure how he got away with that. Lap 1 or no lap 1. It's a relatively straight line. It's
no
a straight line as you're going to get
at all. No ambiguity for me. When I saw that incident, I'm just like, he's just driven into the back of him. So
it's a shame because
it was really weird.
That was definitely a low point for Leclerc this weekend. But because of this, he had to pit early or had to make an additional stop to fix his front wing, and then had a fantastic drive to finish back in the points. But if he hadn't have hit Gasly, then who knows where he would have ended up with. But what a shame! What a shame.
Yeah, especially for Gasly. I don't think Leclerc was Gasly's driver of the day. That's for sure.
He definitely didn't.
Felt like he could have achieved quite a lot this weekend. It felt like, and it was all over again. I mean, we've seen Gasly like in Bahrain, for example, and that was kind of that was his fault really. Like he just clipped Daniel Ricciardo in Bahrain and should have been more careful. But all these great results on Saturday don't mean anything if you're basically out of the running on after lap 1. So Gasly in this incident, not his fault at all, but I hope for some more consistency for him. Some of it is just in the hands of the racing gods, if you like. But for Gasly, I hope for some more consistency for him.
Luckily for him, he can try again next week.
Yeah, plenty. He's got better practice now, maybe.